pals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you know on Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Case Path. So y'all, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Wait for it. Well, I didn't distance myself from Apple at work because of that. Our firm started working with other defense attorneys in the country to attempt to introduce a series of amendments to the Supreme Court in an effort to restructure the judicial system. I've been working on that, so I had to step away from everyday trial law. That's, huh? Yep, pretty ridiculous, right? Yuichi-kun, stop that. Stop what? That goofy look on your face and the gesturing, stop it. Aww. I make no effort to hide my amusement. I guess my poking Keisuke while laughing was too much for Mom to let slide. In my defense, the dude is completely frozen in shock. How is it not funny? I'm sorry, I can't seem to pick my jaw up from the floor. You don't need to act so surprised. It's not that big of a deal. It's a huge deal. You could completely change the face of the Japanese judicial system. Justice system. It's a nice sentiment, but any meaningful change is still far off, I'm afraid. We might be laying a foundation of sorts, but motions like these are introduced every now and again, only to get quashed without much resistance. We're just making it a little bit harder to drown them out with every new one that pops up. That's unfortunate. Changing such a fundamental aspect of an entire nation doesn't happen overnight. I'm not even sure if they'll still be practicing by the time the seeds we planted bear fruit. Oh. Now you see why I hardly say anything about her being away so often. I mean, sure, I want my mom around the house more often, but it's hard to say, please give me attention at the expense of an entire country. I suppose it might be a bit of an exaggeration, but that's about what it feels like. Even Aki learned a couple years ago to stop asking. It just makes Mom feel guiltier every time. How long have you been doing this? 3.5 years? Maybe 4? After a certain point, you start losing track of time. There's a lot of bureaucracy to trudge through at every step of the way. Even the most minor documents have to go through dozens of people before we get any kind of response. When you're constantly running around in circles like that, you start to lose track of things. Remind me to never go into law, or public service. Okay, hey, Keisuke, never go into law or public service. Later. Remind me later. You didn't specify. As we slowly worked through our meal, Keisuke took the opportunity to continue asking my mom a few more questions in an effort to get to know her. Was it at all obvious that he was trying to make up for, in his own words, being a bad guest? A little. Did she care? Nope. Though I'd told him so from the start. Whatever. If it makes him feel better, what's the harm? Once we were all done, Mom began clearing out the table with mine and Aki's help. Keisuke tried to offer his, but was summarily rejected by all three of us, leaving him fidgeting in his seat. I won't lie, he's kind of cute when he's like that. Thanks for the help, you two. Yuichi-kun, why don't you and Keisuke-kun get ready to go out? You wanted to practice today, isn't that right? No. Yes, ma'am. But are you sure you don't need any help? Don't worry, I had washed out most of the pots and pans while plating up. There isn't that much that needs doing. Besides, with how much housework Yuichi does all the time, it's only fair that he gets a pass on it. What about me? Aren't you going to mention the work I do too? You keep your room tidy and you wash the dishes when I ask you. There isn't much to praise there. Yuichi. What? It wouldn't kill him to at least vacuum once in a while. Yeesh, why am I suddenly getting glared at? You know I'm right. You can be right and still be a jerk, you know. What? Did you read my mind? Didn't need to. You can be quite predictable at times. What? Yeah, thanks, Keisuke-san. I'm just going to get my gear and head out. Come with me if you want. Not wanting to deal with Keisuke wearing that smug smile of his, I turned on my heels and declared I was leaving, which didn't do much to hide my embarrassment, but at least it meant I got to look away. Keisuke followed behind me without missing a beat, almost as if he was expecting me to do that, which just annoyed me even more. The surprise, though, was that Aki followed us as well, jumping on my way to intercept me, which was probably for the better since I did hear him calling out to us and made no effort to stop. Are you two going to practice? Yes, I don't feel 100% confident for the tournament next week just yet, so I asked Yuichi to play me for a bit. I'm going to need all the practice I can get. In that case, can I come too? Really? We're not going to have someone for you to play against. I'm not sure what exactly you're going to be able to do on your own. There are tons of drills I could do on my own if I wanted to, but that's not even the point. I want to watch you guys play. Are you sure? It might be boring. Not at all. I can always learn from watching others play. Aw, is that what this is about? You want to watch your big bro play since you admire me so much. Well, in that case... Actually, I wanted to watch Keisuke-san play. What? Me? What? But how come he wants to watch Keisuke play instead of me? I mean, he'd be watching us both play since we're playing each other, I guess. But why is he focusing on Keisuke? Yuichi, that look on your face is real intense. Look. What look? I don't have a look. I'm fine. Totally fine. Aniki, cut that out. Cut it out? Cut what out? I don't have an... Okay, this has gotten boring already. Enough of that. Excuse me? Either way, I wanted to watch you play since I think learning from your playstyle could help me out a lot more. I've tried basing myself on Aniki for a few years, but... Okay. But... I don't have Aniki's physique. It's not like I'm weak, but I'm not particularly strong either. Compared to the other kids in my age group, I always score on the lower third in terms of strength. I can't hit the ball as fast or as hard as Aniki does, but I also don't have the kind of stamina Sayane does to make people run around until I get the point. I've been feeling stuck. Wait, really? That's what this is about? I feel bad for getting jealous. I see. I get it, Akiyoshi-kun. I went through the same thing. Once you get past a certain level and start playing against higher-ranked players, you really start to see everything that you lack. I'm not particularly strong or athletic either. For the longest time, I languished around the prefectural levels because I couldn't compete with players who were. Second now. Second. Oh, water time. It wasn't until I figured out something I was good at and found a way to apply it that I started winning more consistently. Really? I didn't know you went through that. It's not like your physique is bad. On the contrary, you have a pretty nice body. I do? Why are you getting all red all of a sudden? Wait, I didn't mean it like that, you idiot. I mean, it's true that Keisuke has a really nice body, but I wasn't commenting on his looks, I was just... Can you two not? Right, Aki is here. This isn't the time to be acting all obvious and stuff like this. As I was saying, I've never had the most athletic build, so I had to figure out alternate ways to win. Why do you think I was a complete nobody until late in our middle school years? To think of it, I guess that's true. I'd never heard of you before my third year of middle school. And even then, it's not like I heard much about him. It was more just a passing comment while I was walking around during a tournament. You're pretty skillful, so I thought you always had a playstyle like the one you have right now. Most high-level professional athletes play a much more physical style of tennis. Sure, skillful players have their place, but there are very few of them at the top of the ladder. Why would I go for that? Even then, most skillful players are already Asian. It tends to be a thing in most sports. We're just smaller and less athletic than the competition, so we have to make do in other ways. Come to think of it, I think Shuichi said something similar about Japan's volleyball team once. So think about how lots of other teams have a bunch of players about over 2 meters tall, but Japan only has one. Well, I suppose you're not wrong. Even by world standards, I'm not exactly that tall or that strong. Hearing that from the strongest player in the current youth circuit doesn't make me feel any better. Right? Sorry? Either way, my point is that I would like to watch Keisuke-san play if I can. I think it would really help me if I got some references from a player that found a different way to stand out. I don't want to keep losing anymore. I can barely even graduate past the prefectural stage. Of course, if I can be of help to younger players, then I definitely want to do what I can. Thanks, Keisuke-san! Wow, Aki looks so happy about something so small. I thought I was doing a good job of helping him out and nurturing him along the way. Have I been overlooking something? Sometime later. It's a good thing Keisuke decided to call ahead and check if there was an available court for us to use. I guess due to how close to the tournament we are, most players are hogging the courts in the local tennis club. Keisuke called 6 of the ones that allow rental by non-members, but all of them were fully booked. We couldn't go to the private club Aki goes to either, since that place doesn't allow non-members to use their courts at all. In the end, Keisuke had the brilliant idea of calling Shuichi, who managed to pull a few strings to get us access to the school gym. Water time. Usually I'd be the first one making jokes about preferential treatment and corruption, yada yada yada, but in this case, I think it's in my best interest to shut up and take the win. Whoa, your guys' gym building is a lot bigger than what I thought it would be. Right. I was also pretty impressed at the facilities. I really didn't expect them to be so nice. Urushihara I get, but why are you so surprised that the courts here are nice, Aki-kun? What do you mean, you get? I don't know. I know the club I go to is kinda expensive, so I expected the courts here there to be a lot nicer. They're still nicer than your schools, but not by that much. Gotta remember, you're paying for the convenience of being able to use them whenever you want. Our courts are usually only usable either during school hours or with a teacher's supervision. And while he might have pleasantly surprised me quite a few times in the past couple months, I seriously doubt Coach would have shown up on a Sunday just to let two of us practice with no prior warning. I guess that makes sense. Speaking of supervision, just to make sure I got it right, are you going to be here with us the entire time, Murata? Is that going to be a problem? Because I can go ahead and lock things back up, you know. I have better things I could be doing on a Sunday morning. Yes. As evidenced by your coming here promptly without a moment's delay. Quite busy indeed. That's... Shut up. Can we please not start? You two have been so good about not bickering lately. We're not really bickering. Haven't you ever heard of banter, Yuichi? I'm not even going to pretend like I understand whatever kind of weird friendship you two have. Can we just play instead? It's been a while since I've seen the two of you playing each other. This will still be pretty fun. Was that why you dropped everything to come open the building for us? You wanted to watch them play? Maybe. Aki quickly scuttles up the umpire chair, plopping himself down on it while almost bouncing up and down in his seat in glee. You're going to be the umpire, Aki? Yeah, there's no better seat for me to watch you guys closely. I can see everything up here. Sounds good to me. Urata, do you mind playing ball boy? Just so we don't leave that much of a mess. Sure, someone has to anyway. Good boy. Go fetch. Be careful I don't end up shoving those balls down your throat. I know they say this is just friendly banter, but I seriously can't tell with these two. Can you guys chill just a bit? You always make me feel like I'm about to witness a fight. Aw, you're no fun. I don't really see what the problem is, but sure. You not saying what the problem is a good half of the problem. Let's just warm up and get this started, please. The sooner we started playing, the sooner I stopped having to deal with this potential ticking time bomb. With a nod, Keisuke and I place our bags on the floor and start a quick warm-up routine. Some stretches, lunges, a few quick sprints to get our blood pumping and ready to play. Once we finish, we play rock, paper, scissors to decide who gets to serve first. Keisuke either predicts that I'm going to play scissors or just throws a rock randomly, but he ultimately gets to decide. You can serve first. In exchange, I get that side of the court. 1 second, y'all. Water time. Keisuke points at the far side from the entrance with a smile. I have a certain sense of deja vu from this. Are you sure you want me to serve first? Yeah, it's not a problem. I guess. I seem to recall us having a problem the last time you choose to let me serve. Although he's improved a lot since then, both in his skills and his handling of his temper, so I suppose it might be fine. I really don't want to deal with an angry Keisuke, though. Keisuke and I do a few quick drills, hitting the ball back and forth to each other so we can finish our warm-up. At least he seems at ease, though that's a huge step up from the first time we played each other. You all good to go? I have to speak up a little for him to hear me from the side of the court, but Keisuke nods and gets into position. Ready whenever you guys are. I take a quick look to the side where I see Aki happily settled into the umpire chair, as well as Shuichi standing around next to it. If I were in his shoes, I'd want to sit down to watch, but I guess he can't do that if he's going to be our ball boy. Keisuke and I both stand at the ready. Once I see that he's prepared, I begin my own pre-serve routine, grabbing one of the balls I'd stuffed in my pockets and bouncing it a few times. Once I bounce it... I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before we go, I'm going to give a brief shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you contribute to the channel. And for our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon, thank you so much for going a little bit above and beyond. We greatly appreciate it. And for our gold tier patron, Amr, thank you so much for contributing to for subscribing to the ultimate tier of our Patreon. We hope you enjoy your new icon, and if y'all want to get your name in the credits of each video, it's just as little as $5. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!